You ready?
Yeah, it's on.
Never said nothing. No one said ready.
Ready? You ready? Do we have an endorsement from those people?
Yeah.
What's up? What's up? Hey from Detroit. What's up, Timmy D?
Okay, let me see.
Yeah? Did I get on there? Hello from Mexico. What's up, man?
Gerardo.
What's new, guys? That's a good place to start. What's new? So,
Well,
what
it's
do
a
we?
new shirt.
Well, we got a
That's
new
what we
shirt.
do,
We'll get to that in a minute. Hello from Portugal. Good afternoon. Or good evening, depending on how you want to look at it. So this has been a fun week. It just seems like it was Monday a couple days ago. It's been flying by. Hey from California. What's up, Brian? It's Rhode Island.
Yeah.
So, any videos on 2010 Mazda Speed 3? Do you know
Mazda?
Speed 3s? I don't honestly know.
So, John,
I do know that Metra just released the dash kit for a radio in the one that has the stupid little screen up top, Mazda, which is the 3. So I know. What's up, John? I know they just released that kit. I don't think it's shipping yet. Paul from Atlanta, what's going on? Howdy from Indiana. For me, it's 20. Oh wow, that's late. Okay, well good evening for us. Hello from Illinois. It's 33 degrees. Oh my gosh.
what's up, guys? What's up?
What's up from Texas? How's your experience with the Excellent 995? It has been wonderful, and we were just talking about this week because we did just get in the Sony 5000, and I think I'm going to take the 9903 out so we can do the review on the workbench, and put the 5000 in. So that I was going to do the MVH 1400, which is basically the new app radio, but now that we have the 5000 in, I think I'm going to put the 5000 in. So we won't be able to do those reviews this week, but hopefully next week we'll have those up because this week I have to go to, we have the eye doctor.
Right.
Dude, you know, I tell you, it should have been a doctor or a lawyer or something like that because they have the best hours.
Yes,
you know, like
definitely.
my eye doctor is open till 8 o'clock one night a week, and then they close at like 4. It's amazing. Website that makes sub boxes for a 2001 Chevy Silverado single cab. Go to brightstarcarstereo.com.
Yep.
See what they have. If not, give them a call. Ask for Sean. Call them. Don't be afraid to talk on the phone. He was telling me today how he dropped us off a box for a Corvette. And he was telling me today how he's like, yeah, we were, and I was like, just call me, because the guy was just getting kind of crazy as far as like the numbers and measurements. And even when I send him measurements for a box, we usually end up talking on the phone just because it's easier to. I want to make sure that what I have in mind and he has in mind are
the same thing.
Are the same thing. Like,
correct.
I don't know what I did with the drawing for this box that we haven't built, but it sits right there.
You looking skinny.
No, actually, it's the shirt. It's totally the shirt. So, I'm in
you
boot.
look skinny.
All right, so we'll talk about the shirt real quick. It says I'm old school. If you guys don't know what that means, it's this guy right here. Old School Car Stereo. So he has a Teespring page.
Yeah.
He has shirts for sale. I couldn't resist, so I got us one. You got one here.
Yeah,
He's sitting on it. He hasn't washed his yet. What the hell, man? What the hell? He had one job. So if you're a fan
this week.
Yeah. If you're a fan of Old School Car Stereo, you know, Big D Wiz, go pick up his shirt, man. Teespring. He also has beach towels.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know how we missed those.
That is cool.
I know. I was thinking
cool.
I'm probably gonna have to put up a 5-star beach towel. Not that anyone will ever buy it, but you know, summer is coming.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so he didn't send us these. We paid full price for them. But yeah, so if you want to be,
But it's to help the
I don't, you know, that was the first batch. I don't know what's going on now, but he's got, I think he's got another shirt up now too with his logo on it. But yeah, so check out Derek Big D Wiz.
Yep.
Pick yourself up an Old School. And hey, while you're on there, if you want to, that's Teespring. Go ahead and pick up a 5-star shirts too. You know, we got a couple different 5-star shirts up there. So there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all ever done an install on a 350 F350 Centuron style dually? We've done a lot of F350s.
Yes.
I don't know what the difference is with that, but yeah, we've done a lot of dualies. A lot of F350s, a lot of F250s. real popular down here for some reason. You can never have a big enough truck. If we touch the outer ring negative of the amplifier with the inner ring positive RCA input, the amp works good, but it does not think works to, okay, what, go, find card gift. I need to finish reading that. What's up, Fernando Dean from Arizona? Hey, what's up? Anyway, so we were talking about your week. Your week was fun because
Not really.
you had some car issues with Gabby's car.
Yes.
So you got to learn how to replace a starter in the car
Yeah.
and troubleshoot it.
Yes.
So that was a lot of fun for
Yes,
you.
not really.
I myself have no ability whatsoever to work on cars other than put stereos in them. So yeah, so
That was not bad. That was honestly.
I'm sure it's totally easy.
That was two bolts.
Two bolts
two
and crawl
bolts.
underneath the car.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The easy part is like stake it out.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, not me. I'm good. I'll take the whole car apart, but when it comes to the motor, just
Well, I don't want to do it. I mean,
Well,
I
yeah.
have to do it. You know. It's like okay, I'll pay $250 to the guy who can do it. Oh,
Hey.
save those two.
Oh, there's Haley.
Hey Haley, by the way, that was not my fault. Your dad disappeared. So I'm like, where's the hint? And then I came over here and it's like, you suck, you fire. I'm like, oh, hey, by the way, Haley called you. Yeah.
What's up, James? How's it going over there in New Zealand? Should I connect the Chevy heard about driving the? Oh, geez, man, these things are moving way too fast.
They're crazy.
All right, well,
Okay,
find that one, and then we'll find Brian's again. Okay. What's up, fellas? Fan from Houston. I love how you help community. Cool, thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
So, card gift. I have
Yes.
a question. I
Yes.
have a 5-channel amp,
Okay.
and one of the channels went with the RCA completely in the volume. On that speaker goes half the power. If we touch the outer ring negative of the amplifier with the inner
Positive.
pin, the positive of the RCA input, the amp works good. I don't think we work much time.
Did you ever have
Yeah.
a situation like? On older equipment, yeah. So basically, what's happening is there's a. Actually, it's funny. We actually ran into a problem similar to this today with a Rockford amp. So sometimes there's something internally wrong with the amplifier or the output of the radio. My guess is probably the amplifier, where there's a shield, which is the outside, and the signal, which is the inside, issue, where something is somehow not getting what it needs to see. And like a lot of times that happens on high level situations, not a lot on the low level situations.
Yeah.
We had a problem today where we were getting this bad humming noise out of one speaker, and it just the little T series amplifiers, and it turned out it was the plug was bad. There was a short between the shield on the plug and the shield at the other end of the plug, the RCA, so you could wiggle the plug and then you'd lose continuity.
What's that?
And that happens a lot of the times too. So what you'd want to do is see if it's something from the source head unit, measure continuity between all of the shields. They should all measure continuity. Like, it doesn't matter if it's left or right, it should be a continuity all the same. But yeah, that's it was a PGZ 6 getting feed 8 high level. Oh, okay, so it is high level.
All right.
So you might want to check your high level to low level adapter. Check the inputs coming into it.
All right. How will you use the DD1 and the CC1 to calibrate underseat car subwoofer?
So first you would use, a CC1 has a real basic clip detector built into it, but you would use the DD1 first to find out, first off, where the signal is going to clip, and then secondly, you'd use it to set your gain overlap, meaning you want it at 0, 5, 10, 15 dB. Then you would plug in your crossover calibrator and follow the instructions on that as far as play the disc at the tone, do the read, and just keep turning it up and down until you find where you want that specific crossover point to be. So if you wanted at 85 hertz, you would play the 85 hertz test track or the 90 hertz test track, and then just keep turning the dial until you have that. And that's it. You could also do it on the bench too. You really don't even need to have the amp in the car if you have a big enough power supply. You can do it right on the bench. No problems there.
So,
okay.
Kid Anderson.
Yeah. Would you guys? Okay. Could you guys follow up video on the speaker clipping test to check head unit distortion at 1,000 hertz test tone?
That's the guy they send you the link.
Yeah.
For what we
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, if we have time, we'll set that back up and try it at 1,000 hertz. I think initially, before we started filming, when we were playing with it, we tried 1,000 hertz. I mean, you're setting a sub amp. I don't know if 1,000 hertz would really matter, but I mean, it worked, so it was kind of cool. Did you ever see that Parts Express Dayton Audio just put their 4 and 8 out DSP up for pre-order on the website for 140? Oh, jeez, no, I didn't. Nice.
All right. Should
okay.
I be concerned about overheating the input on my PDX V9 using the LCQ1?
All right, hold on.
Yep. Simple. I think.
Go ahead. Answer it, man.
Okay. Should I be concerned about overheating the inputs on my PDX? All right.
So we have an input problem on PDX?
In the PDX using the LCQ1. I think the LCQ1 puts out about 6 or 7 volts.
I put a lot more than that. Yeah, you do. So first off, PDX V9 or PDX any of the Alpine amplifiers are super hot, super sensitive inputs.
Yeah.
So, you know, anytime we set them up, we always keep the gains as low as humanly possible. So definitely you're going to want to start out right up gain 0. And then, yes, you're going to want to keep an eye on that. The nice thing about the PDX series amplifiers is if you do overload the inputs, the RCAs,
What's that, James?
the amplifier will clip right off. It'll shut right down. So, because it has clip protection built into it. So you'll know if you're going to have that issue right off the bat. But yeah, gain's low.
Thank you, Brian. Okay. Before we keep going.
Also does high level inputs. Oh, cool.
Before we keep going, remember, guys, Monday.
Oh, we haven't told them yet.
No, Facebook Live. We're gonna have a cool guest.
Seth.
Yeah.
So you're doing so well on that promotion.
So,
wow.
all right. Anyways, Facebook Live Mondays,
Yep.
as you guys know. Some of you two guys don't catch it. That's fine. Some of you that do. Monday night, we are going to have a special guest from Kenwood, the National Sales Trainer. This is the guy that trains everyone at Kenwood. This is the guy that trains us all. Hopefully Monday I'll have some of him in our video from the Kenwood training we went to. His name is Seth. He's going to be on the Facebook Live show. We get to talk to him about how he got into this, why he works for Kenwood, some of the new products that might have coming out. Wait, Seth? Yep,
yes.
that's Seth.
That's him.
His name is Seth. He does the videos. If you guys have ever been to the Kenwood YouTube site, he's the guy doing the training that talks and says, "Hi, I'm Seth," and we're going to talk. He'll be on the show Monday, so that'll be really fun. We'll remind you guys again at the end of the show, but do you recommend any 1.5 DIN stereos? No, I don't think there are any anymore. I might have to go to Facebook. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
He's a real good guy. He knows a lot of. Obviously, he knows
What's
a lot
up,
about
Victor?
Kenwood because he's the guy.
Yeah, he's
so,
the guy.
but yeah.
All right. I have a 2006 Yukon Denali. I'm putting a 7200 NEX.
Remind me to tell the bad story. Hang on there, IT text. Okay, go ahead.
I wanted to do the steering wheel controls.
Okay.
And for the Bose system.
Okay. What kind of car was it?
Yukon Denali 2006.
All right. So you either need an RP4 or an RP5.
Yeah.
If you want to keep OnStar, RP5. If you don't want to keep your OnStar, which you probably don't for 2006, RP4. So just go to pack-audio.com, type in your make, model, and year. It's going to give you a listing of like an RP3, an RP4, an RP5. You want an RP4.
What's up,
That'll
David?
allow you to keep your steering wheel
From
controls.
Puerto Rico.
All you got to do is turn the dial. It's pre-programmed and everything. Okay, so IT Text asked, have we ever had any animals or fuzzy creatures or anything like that when we were installing stereos? The answer, of course, is yes. Other than the occasional funky little bug that wants to crawl over, or a frog that just likes to freak me out, a bat. Had a bat. So we were working in the front seat of a Mustang, I believe. Guy left his backpack in the front. I'm reaching into the dash, and I feel something fuzzy on my arm, and I'm like, what is that? And I looked down and there's this little tiny fruit bat just clinging dear life on the back of this backpack. And I was like, oh shit. So I picked up the backpack and we gently took it out of the car and we set it on, and I had Fernando go ask the customer, hey, do you have a pet bat? Because, you know, he might have a pet bat. Who the heck knows? Of course, he didn't there was something lost there in the translation.
Well, I said, do you have a bat? And he's like, oh.
Of course, he doesn't, yeah. Anyway, so they all come over and they all start freaking out because there's a bat. Of course, when I told him there was a bat in the car, he jumped out of the car like I've never seen him. I mean, he literally jumped 5 feet out of the car like you
I almost got
think
killed.
there was a vampire in there.
Exactly.
So anyways, we took the bat. It wasn't a pet, and we put it in one of the trees behind the shop when there used to be trees behind the shop. And he was gone the next day, flew away, and he was screaming and pissed off at us. It was really kind of cool. Fernando, can you please read my chat? Okay, look for Alfredo B, and we'll get him up. Sorry, with the loose RCA, how would you fix it? If you have a loose RCA, I mean, you can usually pinch them. You can also, depending if it's a center pin, sometimes the center pins actually are split, and you can take a small, like a razor blade, and go in there and widen them back out to make them a little bit fatter. Some of them do, some of them don't. But usually you can take your fingers and just kind of crush in the outside shield a little bit and make those tighter. At the end of the day, you just want to eventually replace it, but we're getting to them as fast as we can, guys.
Yeah.
We're getting to them as fast as we can. Bat. Yes, it was a bat. Not the kind you... what's up from North Carolina? Hey, there's Jason. What's up, buddy? What's up, guys? Just got home from a hike up on the mountain. Sent you a pic, Dean. Oh, cool. I'll have to look.
All right.
No work today? What the heck? Hey, from Georgia.
All right, I have a P404. I'm thinking of getting a T404.
Okay.
We'll see the difference with the sound output, or will be about the same. My amp now, it's 50 watts RMS. 400 by 4, it's 100 RMS.
So the question is, and this is a real common question, so we'll take this as a broad question. He has a Punch Series 404, and he's thinking about upgrading to the Power Series 404. Technically, they're both 400 watts. Technically, they're both Rockford. Is there a difference? Am I going to be like, oh my God, I just got, okay. Maybe not in the way you're thinking. Is it going to be more power? Yes, it's going to be a little bit more power because the Power Series are underrated more than the Punch Series. So you are going to get a little boost in power. Where you're going to notice the difference is depending on what kinds of mids and highs you have, you're going to notice a clarity difference because the components that go into a Power Series amplifier are way better than that goes into a Punch, and exponentially better than what goes into a Prime. So really the difference is going to come in clarity, not necessarily volume. The signals and the sounds, like things should be sharper, brighter, there'll be more control in the mid-range, it'll be a little less sloppy. Now the Punch amplifier is a really amazing amplifier to begin with, so to make it even better is a tough thing to do. So, you know, would I do it if I were you? Of course, we all strive for perfection and strive for owning the best things possible. Are you going to know like power? Like, oh my gosh, no. But you're going to notice a difference, but it's going to be more in clarity than it is going to be in power. So both amps are about the same amount of power.
All right, I find the last
I have a
question.
Prime amp, still very good. Prime is very good. Don't worry, I'm not knocking Prime. I'm just merely saying when you have a good, better, best, the best is always the best.
I will go with power. All right.
Ooh, easy there. Sorry, Prima Donna. All right, go ahead.
All right, I find the last question. I have a problem with my 2006 Jeep Grand Cherokee. The radio didn't work, the smart harness.
Right.
So I had to go old school. But what could be the problem?
So 2006 Grand Cherokee is going to be a smart harness. So there's going to be a data wire behind the radio that plugs into the smart harness. That data wire is then going to be deciphered by the smart harness. It's going to give you accessory illumination. It's going to turn on the amplifier if there is an amplifier. It's going to give you VSS. It's going to give you parking brake. It's going to give you reverse lights. Now, if for some reason there's a communication issue between the CAN bus that is on the bus and the module, there's really only two things it can be. A bad module, or B, bad CAN bus. So if you tried multiple CAN bus adapters, smart modules, and none of them worked, and there's no bent pins anywhere in the plug, then that would lead me to believe there's something wrong with the body control module of the car in that it can't speak the CAN. So there's a CAN problem. It could be a cut wire somewhere. It could be just a bad output as far as that goes. Sometimes it happens. It's
All
a
right.
2006.
All right.
But I wouldn't lose sleep over it.
I need a dash kit for a 2008 Nissan Armada. Check packaudio.com, Metra Electronics,
No, Metro Online.
Metra Online. All right, Metra. And
Yeah, they-
yeah, you can find
Yeah. As long as you don't need, as long as you don't have the big screen, the big touch screen in the dash, it's just the standard Titan dash kit.
All right, have you guys tackled a 2017 Cruise with a premium audio system to replace maybe the radio?
We did the cruise.
We did the Cruise.
We did the cruise for a guy.
Yeah.
Really, Metro Online was the only people that offered a dash kit for it. We actually, I think, put up a video on it not too long, a couple months back, about the experience we had swapping out the radio in the cruise. Because there are some issues with replacing the radio as far as the little screen up top and what it can and can't do anymore. So definitely read all of that first and figure out if it's going to be a problem for you, if losing some of the stuff is going to be an issue. But yeah, do you guys like Polk Audio? Polk Audio is actually owned by DEI. The only thing we sell the Polk Momo stuff, but otherwise no, we really don't do anything
Do
with
you
it.
know when audio control is coming with the full channel? Small.
No, I have no idea, and that was kind of weird too. I haven't talked to Chris in a couple weeks, so for the mono, I do have the navigation with Bose. Okay, so there's no dash kit for that.
So Victor is like, so Dean,
Yes.
now you're down to the medium size like Fernando?
No, this is still an extra large. No, it's still an extra large. I like extra. I like roomy shirts, man. I don't like, you know.
Oh, okay, so is there an aux to RCA adapter for a Toyota factory aux?
No. Anytime we do one of those, we just do the standard bypass where we cut the wires, solder in the aux adapter. Okay, I say no, but yes, there are some depending on the smart harness that you get. So if your car requires like a RP4.TY11, that's going to have, or the iData equivalent, they're all going to have the aux built into the harnesses. If it just needs a 1761 basic harness, then no, there really isn't just a standalone aux adapter that you can plug right in because,
Yeah.
XX t-shirts. Yeah, no, just a single X. So.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Alfredo said, can you read my question? But he said, who to find in trigger wire factory amp?
So if you're trying to find a trigger wire for a factory amp, be honest with you, most factory amps don't have a trigger wire. A lot of them are just turned on via data. But it's simple enough to test and see if there is a trigger wire with your digital multimeter. What you do is obviously turn the car on, turn the radio on, and then you'd probe with your digital multimeter, set the DC, one probe on ground, the black one, and then the red one you'd simply start probing until you find one that has 12 volts. When you find the one that 12 volts, go ahead and turn the radio off. If it turns off with the radio, that would be the trigger wire. If it doesn't turn off with the radio, some trigger wires actually turn on and off with ignition. In which case you could turn the ignition off and see if it turns off. If it turns off, there again, you could use that wire for trigger. You're not going to find it on a lot of these amplifiers though because they use the bus system, which is just they're turning on and off with data from the car. So it's not going to have that. That's why things like the LC7.2 Pack Audio high-level to low-level adapter has signal sense built into it. All the audio control models and a lot of the Rockford, Kicker, Pioneer amplifiers all have signal sense because that wire isn't there anymore, so to make their amplifiers easier to turn on and off, they use signal sense. Signal sense is what it sees is either, you have two different types. You have what's called DC offset, and then you have actual signal where it sees sound coming in. One of those two, depending on the amplifier manufacturer, is what they use a lot of the times to turn these things on now. That's why we only use the LP7-2 for high-level installs, because we're not going to go hunt for an accessory or a turn-on wire that probably isn't there, and or we have to tap into something that could be bad.
Yeah.
So we don't like messing with those. Now that we don't have to do that, there's no reason to do that.
All right. Did you say hi to Jason?
I said hi to Jason.
All right, and he say, "What's up, guys? I just came from
He's hiking.
hiking up."
Yep,
Yeah.
read that. Would you recommend the audio control? Yes.
What do you think about the LC2i?
Love the LC2i.
Yeah.
You know, the LC... Okay. Let's talk about the LC2i for a minute, because this is funny. So, if you're an audio control fan and you're thinking about buying any of the audio control products, so let's say you want to buy sub-amps, you buy the 400, the 1.800, okay? It's got an LC2i built into it. Let's say you want to get one of those the new ACM 1.300s. It's got an LC2i built into it.
Yeah.
Let's say you want to get the 4-channel, the LC 4.800. Guess what? It's got an LC7i built into it, which also has an LC2i built into it. So all these, what you're basically looking for in audio control is the AccuBase circuit. Most of these things now have the AccuBase built into them. Most of them have the GTO, which is a great turn-on circuit, similar to what we were just talking about with the LP 7.2. It allows it to use signal sense to turn on and off. The LC2i is great. The LC7i is great. The LCQ1, enjoy the heck out of it. It is a bit harder to set, but it is fun because it's analog, so there's no worrying about any software updates or anything getting screwed up.
Yeah.
The LC 6.1200, which I saw, is a crazy awesome amp because it has all those features built into it too. It basically has an LC 8i, but with AccuBase built into it.
Now that you mentioned, somebody say, what do you think about the D4800?
Yes.
4-channel?
Yes.
With the DSP, or should I go and get separate units?
No. Actually, we have a car coming in here shortly, I can't wait to work on, that is going to be what I consider the dream system, as far as it has the D4.800 and then the LC 1.800. They're identical in size. The D4.800 has the DSP and the output to go into the sub-amp. So, boom, put them in, they match, they're perfect. One will feed the other, has the LC7i built into it as far as the input goes. It's like awesome. So we don't have to add in a EQ, DSP and all that because it's built in the amplifier. So now I have 2 amps that'll do everything I need it to do, and that's it. It's so cool.
Yeah. Hello from Chicago. Alright, hey audio, what security measure do you...
You should wait for the LC 1.1200. Don't need that much power.
Okay, what do you prefer? Phoenix Gold or Rockford Fosgate?
It really depends what I'm doing and what amplifiers I'm looking at. It's kind of a broad question. Because, okay, so Phoenix Gold makes the 6x1200, which is an awesome amplifier. It's really, really nice, and it's reasonably priced. I'm not a big fan of the prime amps. We sell a ton of prime amps, but if we're talking me personally, I don't want to own a prime amp. So I'd be looking at, there again, like the Power Series, which are way more expensive than that particular Phoenix Gold. So there's no wrong product. It's just a right price point that fits what you're trying to do. Both of them put effort into their design, which is what I look for in a manufacturer. I look for somebody that isn't just buying off the shelf, that just, hey, look what we got. Yeah. That they actually are trying to build a product that is theirs. Both those companies have people that are deeply passionate about their products, which is what I look for in a brand. That's important to me. And that tells me that they're going to make quality products, and they're both quality products.
This is
okay,
good.
Sorry.
Have you guys installed any Tesla-style touchscreens yet? No!
Well, that was a question. I just read that I think either last night or this morning. Another guy was complaining about that, and I went and looked at all the Tesla-style radios because everyone was putting links to it. Well, there's a couple companies. There's like Linkwix, whatever, is doing one, and there's another one which is Phoenix.
Okay, somebody say in one of the somebody say, if you want a Tesla radio,
buy a Tesla.
Yeah. Exactly, that's totally correct.
Or buy the new Dodge Ram.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Truth hurts.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Alpine and Rockford Fosgate amps for clean power. dude, that PDX V9 is a really sexy amplifier. There again, you're splitting hairs. These aren't the questions you should be asking yourselves, Alpine or Rockford. They're both amazing amplifiers. But they're two different customers. Like when I'm talking to someone and I'm trying to get a feel for like, hey man, what kind of music do you listen to? What are you going to be listening to? What are you going to do? That's going to dictate what I want to put in their car. If I need something that is going to just like freaking hammer, I'm going to go with a Rockford. If he's not that guy, I'm going to go with an Alpine. They're both amazing amplifiers, but it's two different customers. So not everyone, so prime example. You have the Alpine headphones, and you have the Beats by Dre headphones. Mm-hmm. Okay, and you love them both.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I have the all Sennheiser headphones.
Yes.
Okay, and I've been playing with those other whatever Master Dynamic things.
Yes.
They're two totally different headphones, two totally different sounding headphones. I like the way the Sennheisers sound, but they don't have the bass that the Alpines or the Beats do. Mm-hmm. They're totally different categories. Yeah. They're both really amazing headphones, but to each his own.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just like we were asking that question. We were talking about today. We always get that question about, should I buy XYZ inexpensive brand, or should I save up and buy this? Well, and we've said it before. It's like, listen, all those brands, they have a place in this industry. There's no bad brand.
Yeah.
It's what you can afford and what will get you in the door to get you going. There's plenty of guys out there that have Soundstream amplifiers that are perfectly content and they do an amazing job. I mean, we did the H3 with the Soundstreams.
Yeah.
That guy loves those things, and they do exactly what he wanted them to do. Okay?
Yeah.
You could be pompous like me and be like, I would never put those in my car. I can only have the best.
Yeah. All right. When is coming the review for the Kenwood Exelon 9905S?
Probably 2 weeks. Like we started out talking about, it's going to be 2 weeks. It's going to come out of the car. We're going to put the Sony in, and then we'll release we'll film the video, get it all talked about. And let's be honest, I just don't want to take it out of my car. I'm loving it. If you're on the fence at all about the 9905 or any of those new things, there are bad brands. There are bad brands, but there's also great price points for bad brands. So, okay. Back to the 9905 for a second. If you want one, get it. You're gonna love it. It's freaking amazing, and that's that. Okay, Boss. Let's be honest. Let's talk about Boss for a minute. We sell Boss. Okay, we sell like 2 Boss amplifiers for our 5 o'clock specials. Okay, we've literally put in since I've been here 6 years. I've probably put in 200 or 300 Boss amplifiers. Okay, the little ones, 35 watt or 30 amp fuse, 35 amp fuse. You want to know how many of them I've ever taken out and replaced? None. Not one. Oh. Not one Boss amp. Not one Planet Audio amp. I've never taken one out. I've never sent it back. I've never had an issue. I put it in to do a specific job, which was run like 212s. Yeah. It's entry level. It's good though. Yeah. Okay, it's great. Now if you're trying to buy like, there again, you have to realize there's limitations on everything.
Correct.
And that's where you hit the wall. Is that it's like, oh my God, I just bought this 8,000 watt Boss amplifier. No, you shouldn't have done that.
No.
But for
and also you're not gonna put the entry level Boss amp with like a Scar or P3
or some
like
L7
crazy,
or something like that. You just don't do that.
Because,
like with like.
Exactly.
Sure. But there again. Okay, we'll stop talking about
yes,
that.
Exactly. Do you need to change the Bluetooth microphone when you swap in the Pioneer head units?
No. The only thing that Pioneer's changed is the bag.
Well, it depends what kind of head unit.
Well, if you're going for Pioneer,
you have like an like
okay, if you have an old Pioneer and you're going for a new Pioneer, but if you've got any Pioneer for like the last 5 years, it's the same microphone. Same. Yeah. The only thing I ever do is change the bag. Like the bag started out pink, then it went to blue, and now it's clear. It's the same microphone in all of them. Have you worked at Cerwin Vegas? I haven't worked with Cerwin Vegas in a really long time, but. Eddie is the rep now, so our old Pioneer rep, Eddie, who went off to do something else out of the car audio industry, is now the rep for, or works for, Cerwin Vega Diamond. So we're not going to carry it, but, we never know. We might actually get something to review at some point.
He's like, sorry for the cruise question. Girlfriend won a disc spinner and her.
Oh, gotcha.
So, yeah.
if she's willing to give up some stuff, you're good. And when is the
Alright.
audio control bringing their Bluetooth module out?
See, like
I wish I knew. It's like I wish Chris was watching this today so that he could go like, "Hey, it's coming out in." You know, Audio Control has a couple products that they're sitting on for releasing. Obviously, we have the 4.300, we have the 1.1200, we have the Bluetooth module. We also have their new RTA DSP tool that they're coming out with. That's going to allow us to plug into a laptop and do all kinds of neat stuff. So, believe it or not, they're a small company that are doing amazing things. And there again, I am perfectly fine with the manufacturer taking their sweet time to come out with a product, as long as the product comes out and it works and it's awesome. That to me is more important than rushing a product to market. There's enough companies out there that car audio as well as everything else to just rush things to market, and then we're sitting there with things that don't work. And that sucks.
All right. Hey guys, I have a couple of questions. Can I sum two channels in the LC7i?
Yes.
If frequencies are the same or overlap each other?
Yeah.
Base input should just go to one channel and use the Y splitter, RCA, better way.
So we have 3 videos on the LC7i. If you haven't checked out the 3 videos we do on the LC7i, by all means go to our audio control playlist and check them out. They're a little bit old, and there might be some goofy stuff in them because we did that back then. But the content that when we actually get to the talking about how to do them is right on point with everything you're asking. There are so many different ways you can configure an LC7i to get amazing sound out of it. So a lot of the times, let's say you have a tweeter, you have a mid, and you have a sub. You don't want to sum the sub in because you don't need it for the front. Let's say the front mid bass plays down low enough, but you need the tweeter. So you sum channels main and 2 together. Main and 3/4 together, and then you leave 5/6 on its own. They don't. You make sure you set it up so that it isn't automatically getting the signal from 3 and 4. That's a jumper inside the unit. When we talk about that, and then we talk about if you have tweeter, mid, sub, and you want to sum them together because you're just going to go off into amplifiers and deal with it all there. And then obviously front, rear, and sub. So we cover all the scenarios that we could think of that you might want to do in those videos, and we show you the jumpers and how to take it apart. And we have the RTA there to show you what the signal looks like. Definitely check those out if you haven't checked those out, because hopefully those will answer your questions on the LC7i.
All right, ABH 601 NEX in the Metra dash kit motorized phase. Not letting me open. It's a 2010 Dodge Ram.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a really, really tight dash kit. We use the Best Kits one, and I don't have those issues. We've showed it before. What you want to do, anytime you have a dash kit that is too tight, take a... Take your knife like this, and inside the kit you have the edge. What you're going to want to do is take it, and you just want to kind of run this like this, flat blade, just like this.
There you go.
Okay, and run it across like this, ever so slowly. Okay, and then in the corners you can get in there and tee it in like this or L it in, but just run this back like this. And do it from the back side, not from the front side, because if you slip, you don't want to scratch the front of the kit. The back of the kit really doesn't matter. And you just slowly work it, and as you see all this, as you see the little pieces coming off, you just keep doing this, and what it's going to do is it's going to take off a very thin amount of plastic each time you do that, until you get enough to where you can open and close it. The other thing, of course, is to make sure that when you're, a lot of the times what we'll do is we'll put the radios on the bench. We have a power supply. You can run a power wire out to your battery. Open and close it on the bench with the kit loose, and find that right screw point. Sometimes you have to make the screw holes a little bigger. You just need to twist it. 30 seconds of an inch is all that ruins your day.
What's up, Tony from UK?
What's up, Tony?
Para EV, probablemente puedes conectar los controles del volante, pero si el carro de fábrica no te deja, ahora sí que es un problema, so necesitas checar un poquito más acerca de tu carro. All right.
Have we had a chance to do the 4T harness that allows you to tap into the stock Sony amp? Did we do that one? Or did we, no, we did the Chrysler.
Yeah.
We did the Chrysler. We have looked at it though. I've taken it apart and fingered it all and looked at it. It's really nice. To get one for sure.
Okay, so what do you recommend about Chevy Silverado single cab on just subwoofer and amp? I was on nice bass. I have the Pioneer 2300.
So is he just trying to find an amp and sub?
Yes.
There again, you know, we have what we call the 5 o'clock special, which is usually either a Prime 501, which is a great 500 watt amp at a very reasonable price.
Yeah.
And we'll either put that on a set of P1s, Rockfords, or we'll set it on put it on a pair of just regular Comp Cs, 212s, and in the factory boxes. And that's a sub $500, you know, install that is really, really nice. There's a ton of those out there, but basically what you want to look at is somebody's 500 watt amp. You know, 1x500 is plenty of power.
Yep.
And 2 normal sounding 12. So, you know, find something between that, let's say 250 to 350 price point for everything, and you're all set.
All right.
Give you a nice bass.
Where would you recommend putting an amp in 2007 Tahoe with the bench back seat?
Tahoe?
Yes, under the seat.
If the second row,
Yeah.
usually underneath the second row is a good spot,
Yeah.
or in the very back left corner, driver's side
Sorry,
corner,
Randy.
is also a really nice place to put it. If it has the factory sub there, take that out. If it doesn't have the factory sub there, we usually make a bracket to put them right there, you know, below the pocket. Sometimes we'll actually, if it has that little pocket that lifts up back there, sometimes we'll cut that out so that we can have the amplifiers come up through that. We did a video in Lolo's Tahoe or Suburban where we put two big Pioneer amplifiers back there that we made a mount for. You can check that out. That's in the install diaries.
Yeah.
Super glue the rearview mirror. Is the Kicker PT 250 powered subwoofer a decent option for 2000? I don't know which one that is.
For Tommy, no, we have not. Have you guys put an aftermarket radio in the new body style Impala?
No.
Not yet. When you guys gonna do a guest?
We'll probably never do a guest on the YouTube live show just because it's Saturday, it's the end of the day Saturday, and it's really hard to, you know, most guys are doing other stuff because Saturdays typically family days, so I don't think we'll ever get a guest on this unless we're somewhere where, you know, there are people in the industry. But that's why we do the YouTube live, the Facebook live show is a little bit easier because it's Monday nights, and we can schedule ahead. And make appointments and stuff like that. So that's kind of where we'll keep the guests on.
Yeah, I'm sure that you read already this one. I'm new to selling and installing Rock Fosgate on their whole lineup. What is your favorite product? I think that was you guys talking about.
No, I didn't get to that one.
Okay, so
so the question is, you're new to selling, installing,
Rockford.
and Rockford is your new line. Rockford makes a plethora of products. There's no question about it. As we just mentioned, the Prime 500.1.
Yeah.
That is a go-to amplifier all day long. It's a great price point. It is a workhorse of an amplifier. As many of you have Prime amplifiers, it's awesome. So I'll do it if I ever get over there. We might have something else we want to do with you, Jason.
Yeah.
But you know, so the Prime series is, even though it's not my personal favorite, it's a great, reliable workhorse of an amplifier. They make it in a marine version and they make it in a regular version. The marine version is a conformal coated version of the amplifier. It's white. It's nice amplifier. The Punch series is kind of like the everyday amplifier. They're the workhorse line. There's no question about it. But now that the new T series mini amplifiers have come down in price, those are definitely our go-to Rockford amplifiers for sure. We've been installing the heck out of those. We just put in another set today, the 404, the 750.1. They're an amazing amplifier. As far as speakers go, the punch is the line to be in. My personal favorites have to be the T2 6.5 components. The T-Series 5x7 is always been and will always be, unless something amazing comes out, the best 5x7 you can get. They sound incredible, and they just make Fords sound amazing. So there's a lot of products, and of course they have some marine stuff that's also really nice. But yeah, there's a lot of things there.
All right, Tony, I got 2015 Lexus IS250 with the
We're in Clearwater,
aftermarket
Florida.
sub.
Okay.
Yeah, I am in Clearwater.
Yep.
With an aftermarket sub, I get a humming sound of the speakers. Any idea?
When you say humming sound, when does the humming sound occur? Because a lot of the times that humming sound you're hearing is a ground loop created when the radio turns off. You get a and then you turn the radio on and it goes away. That's because when the radio shuts down, the output goes to ground, and then the amplifier is still on because it's using ignition or something like that, and it just goes crazy. If that's this type of sound you're talking about, then just never turn the radio off, you turn the volume down. There are going to be some shortcomings anytime you keep a factory radio and you add an amplifier. It's never going to be perfect. There's always going to be an issue. If you turn power off and it starts to hum, don't turn power off, turn volume down. If it's when you turn off the car, it goes, whoa. In that case, if you're using Signal Sense, switch to an accessory. Or put a ground loop isolator in there, the LC1?
Yeah.
No, it's not the LC1. Is it? Anyways,
Well,
PAC makes a ground loop isolator, which will solve that issue as well.
All right.
So.
All right, hey guys, I have a 2006 Chevy Silverado with Bose installed on 8200 NEX, and I use the access adapter.
Yep.
But it's an issue, my RCA's for the signal.
Yeah.
But I like to add subwoofer. Is there a different harness module I can use to keep my chimes?
No. I mean, there again, when it comes to Access smart harnesses, I run as far away from them as possible. It's the last of the last of the last of the things I want to use. I want to use a PAC or I want to use an iData. Both of those have chime modules that are external.
Yeah.
If you're doing what you're saying, though, you should be able to just use the sub output to go to a sub amp. You shouldn't have to worry about anything else.
It's just a full channel.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to put all new speakers in it and all that stuff, then it could become difficult or interesting. But if you're just adding a sub amp, it shouldn't matter what module you have. Your chime should still work fine. What's that? PFP9 on 2010, and they still look sexy as heck. Why change something that just works? Exactly, cue ball. The PX59 has been out for a long time.
All right.
There's no reason to change it. It works great, for sure.
All right. I don't have illumination wire on my Audi A4.
Correct.
Stock harness.
Yep.
Where can I tag
Cigarette lighter.
illumination?
Check the cigarette lighter. Most of the time in the German cars, they have illuminated cigarette rings. That means there's a light around the cigarette lighter. That is the wire you want to grab for the illumination wire, because it only turns on and off with the lights. Easy place to get it.
All right, for all these people that, if you don't like this brand or you don't like this brand, just, whatever you like, that's fine. It's like, they're fighting for, like, if this one is garbage, if this one is not, whatever.
Let's all just get along.
Yes.
It's a happy world. Happy
Exactly.
place. Happy
Hey
place.
guys, I replaced my factory stereo in my 2014 Dodge Dart.
Oh.
And now the odometer blinks.
Yes.
Any idea why it happens?
Yes,
And
because...
how can I fix it?
Alright, so here's the problem with the Dart. The Dart actually has a software glitch in it that none of the other Dodges have. So even though I shoot pool, hence cue ball. No, I got it. I figured as much. That's a good name. It was either that or you're bald. So, all right, back to the Dodge Dart. So there's a software glitch with the Dodge Dart that none of the manufacturers have really been able to figure out. So, like, PAC pulled its, it doesn't recommend their harness for that anymore because of that particular issue. There's a ghost in the machine that they haven't been able to fix. I don't think Metro recommends their harness for it anymore. So the Dart has kind of become this like weird thing that everyone is just kind of like, I don't know if we're going to fix it or not. But other than putting the factory radio back in, which if you manage to do that is a bad idea, I would just keep checking for software updates.
Yeah.
The other thing too is you may try, if unplugging the unit causes it to go away, you may have to install like a toggle switch on the main power to the smart module just to reset it from time to time. We used to have to do that in the Dodge Rams back in the day. We had to put a toggle switch just on the smart harness to remove it and then add it back into the system. Any reason why on an AVH X1700S it won't read anything over 4 gigabytes? Help. Yes!
It's a lot.
Mainly because they're picky about the thumb drives they use.
Formats, yeah.
They're real picky about it.
Yeah.
They're real picky about it. So, on Pioneer, we have 2 different types of thumb drives.
Yes.
We use these, which are 8 gig SanDisk Cruisers. Okay, this guy right here. It's 8 gig, and it works fine on every single Pioneer, like a 1700. It works fine. And then we have these guys right here. These are some old school whatever. Okay, these are the only things we can get to work on the new 23, 24 NEX radios. We have to use these. Luckily, I had these because this is what we have to. So these are the ones we use, and these are what work. Other than that, you're pretty much on your own. And we have a bunch of them. This whole thing is filled with them. So that's what we use.
All right, it's a normal Pioneer HD radios.
Hey, from Oklahoma.
It is a normal for the Pioneer HD radios to lose signal with the standard antennas. Also have a Pioneer with the standard radio and have the same problem.
No, I mean, unless there's a bad tuner somewhere in the radio, or just you get a radio with a bad antenna.
Or an amplifier.
Well, yeah, you don't have an amplifier. If you have an amplified antenna that you didn't turn back on, so I mean, which we talk about a lot. I like the Church. Yeah, Old School Car Stereo. You can pick these up on Teespring. He's selling them up there, so we got them.
Got it.
I paid for them. He didn't send them to us. Derek's cool, but it's Teespring just like us. So check them out. Okay, so. In a modern car, most modern cars have the cool, small, shark fin or bubble antenna that is sexy and makes the car look special, or you can't even see the antenna because it's in the window. That means it's an amplified antenna. That means somewhere, I ordered the gray Old School shirt. Cool, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
they have a gray?
Sorry, dude, I got you red. Deal with it. It's free. I paid for it, you didn't. All right, come on. Don't get greedy. Anyway, so just giving you a hard time. So anyways, because of that, all these antennas now need to turn on. They have little power supplies that amplify them and make them work better. If you don't reactivate that, your FM reception, AM reception is going to be crap. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
Now, most harnesses or antenna adapters are pinned to turn these back on. However, if you have FM reception, and then you put a Pioneer or Kenwood or an Alpine in, and you hooked up this blue wire or the blue-white wire, it's one of the two or both, and then you've lost it, there's a chance that it might have not been pinned properly. Meaning, there's some cars that we do, Hyundais, Mazda, stuff like that, where those wires aren't pinned in the harness. And we have to go back in with the radio, with the voltmeter, like we were talking about earlier when we were talking about trying to find a turn on for an amplifier, and we have to literally sit there and probe every wire to see which one is turning on and off with the radio, and then see if there's a wire on the other side. If there isn't, then we go ahead and we add one in, and boom, the FM starts working again.
All right.
That happens.
All right, what do you think about the Sony amps?
Hold on, I like this one. Chris says, I need PAC to get the GM Amp Pro out. Money is burning a hole in my pocket. Chris, you're not the only one. If it's really burning a hole in your pocket, you could always go for the 850 NAV TV version of it that's out right now. Otherwise, yeah.
So the Sony amps.
But
what was the GS?
well, the GS series line, they just
GS
came out.
series.
They just came out with a new one though that has
Yeah.
a DSP built into it. And honestly, I haven't had a chance to even.
And the DSP is really nice.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't even a chance to look at it.
Yeah.
So, all right. I tried the
Uh,
phone covers for them. What makes it sound bad? Oh, what was the one? Hi guys, love the show. 05 Ultimate. What was the one? Could you find the one?
The one.
This one right here.
The one.
The one.
Just one?
Fernando, tell Dean to remove the word school from his shirt. LOL. Come on, man. It's old school, baby.
The one.
Okay.
It's a lot of questions.
I know. Fernando, help. Okay. 2015. So what do y'all think about making center speaker active with aftermarket radio and the best way to integrate? No. Okay. No. And no on the center channel speaker. Here's the thing. When it comes to the center channel speaker, if you have a way, like a processor, to activate the center channel speaker, yes. Most radios, most aftermarket radios don't have any form of decoding or anything like that to bring in the center channel. So what you run into is that it's either going to be left or it's going to be right. And then you can't use the time correction or any of that stuff built into these radios because there again, it's going to throw the whole thing off. If you do the time correction right, then you won't even miss the center channel speaker because you'll have added the delay to create a fake center channel that sounds better than the center channel. So if you have a processor, cool. Otherwise, no, you're not going to miss it. Just set the thing up right and you're all good.
All right, the one.
LOL, Dean told me to forget my center channel.
Yeah,
There you go.
just
Forget it. Just forget it. Set it up right and you'll love it.
Let it go.
6 miles of the truck sound bad because of the subs.
Yeah, here you go. So, hey guys.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So, all right. So that is a real. Okay, so the foam baffles, XTC foam baffles. This is a problem. This is a problem that's existed for a long time. You have a giant subwoofer in the trunk. You have two 6x9s in the rear deck. You're beating the crap out of the 6x9s. They sound terrible because the pressure from the subwoofers are banging the crap out of the 6x9s. That's why a lot of manufacturers move their speakers into the doors.
Mm-hmm.
What do? Well, yeah, you could get XTC foam baffles, and they're foam. They breathe. They're going to push the air up. It's not going to do anything. However, you can take the same XTC foam baffles, and you can make fiberglass inside the foam, okay, so that they're rigid now. And that will solve the problem. The problem is you're going to lose all the mid-bass from the 6x9 because now you've taken all the air away from a speaker that needs to have an infinite baffle. What do? Well, the easiest solution would be to just put a speaker back there that doesn't require a large sum of airspace, like a 6.5. You can put a baffle back there that it will have enough airspace for. You don't need the 6x9 because you don't need the bass from the 6x9. So there's always these little things that are problems. Personally, when it comes to rear fill, I'm not a fan, so we don't run into that often because we're turning those things down. Tried foam makes it sound worse. Yes, it does.
Yep.
And that's what I said because now you're restricting the airflow of an infinite baffle speaker. An infinite baffle speaker means it doesn't need an enclosure. So by going with like a 6.5 and maybe the full 6x9 baffle, okay, it'll get more airspace for the 6.5, which will make the mid-range sound good. You're just going to lose your mid-bass, but hopefully your front speakers are having plenty of mid-bass, and in the rear you're just needing for fill anyway. So that's a thought, and there again, something to try. Make baffles, put a 6.5, keep that foam baffle, put some fiberglass in it if you need to, but there you go.
All right.
Buy 6x9s.
How
Or
did you
just get rid of them all together and use the holes that you've created for all that bass to come through.
How
That's
did you
a real popular
how
thing
did you
too.
set the crossover with CC1?
Okay, that's a Steve Mead thing, and he's got amazing videos on how to set those CC1s. It also comes with a cool instruction manual. Definitely want to head over to his site and check that out. But basically, the idea is you put the disc in, turn to the track you want, you have it plugged into the amplifier, you hit read, and it'll give you a up arrow and a down arrow and one in the center, and you turn your crossover dial until it moves either below it or up and down, up, down, and then it'll center right at the frequency you want. So that's the idea. That's how it works. He'll give you, his videos will be like exactly how it works, but that's it.
All right. Do you or will do ever do a motorcycle sound system?
No. Okay, so when it comes to motorcycles, okay, a couple things. I don't ride a motorcycle. I don't know how to ride a motorcycle. I have no intentions of learning how to ride a motorcycle. Motorcycles are heavy, and we have a ramp. We're not pushing it up the ramp because I don't want to push it around the building, and I don't want to have someone drive their motorcycle in here. So right now, motorcycles are not on the list of things we're doing.
Yeah.
I know I'd love to get into them. There's a lot of money to be made there, but no.
Oh.
As far as setting crossover points without
Without.
CC1, okay, so when it comes to without having a CC1, let's be honest, the CC1 has been out for like, I don't know, 6 years, maybe 7 years. So for 21 years of my install career, we set crossovers with these things called ears, okay? Now, there are ways, I'm sure you could probably figure out some math or some stuff like that
Yeah.
to set crossover points. Tweeters are going to be the hardest, there's no question about it. But, you know, you have to use your ears. You have to use your ears and you have to listen. Like, 9 times out of 10, we're not using a CC1. We're getting in the car, we're listening to music, we're listening to the music that you listen to when you come in and tell me, hey, I listen to this kind of music.
Yeah.
And other than going everything, I find out specifically what you listen to, and then we play that music, and we play it loud. We play it how you're going to play it, and then we listen with no sub playing. Remember, we always say that in the videos, turn the subwoofer off. Isolate, 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 isolate. Play just the speaker, play the front speakers, play the rear speakers. Play them together. Make sure you don't have any phasing issue there where it's like the crossovers aren't working together and you might need to turn one up, turn one down. But you listen for this. When the woofer, you listen for distortion.
Yeah.
You keep your EQ as moderate as possible. Okay? You find that crossover point to where the speaker is giving you enough sound at the volume you want to play it at, and it's not smacking or making a rattle or making a bad sound. Then you work then you work your EQ a little bit, you know, maybe boost the mid-range or bring up the treble. And you see if it still plays that way. Sometimes, like when you boost the mid-range real high, all of a sudden you get a little distortion out of the speaker. It's like, ooh, do I bring the mid-range down or I bring the crossover point back up? So, pick one, okay? And then play another song. So once you get what you think is a crossover point, play more than one song, okay? Figure that out. Move there again. Do the same thing in the back. I'm sorry. Let me finish this.
No,
Man.
that's
a big
fine. That's
question.
fine. That's fine.
Okay. Okay. Once you have them both independently where you want them, play them together. Listen to the same music and make sure you didn't lose anything in the translation. Make sure that they're still both playing the same way. Okay. Now that you have those set, setting the subwoofer isn't as hard as you would think. Most of the time, subwoofers you put them at 80 hertz, they rock on. They're fine. Sometimes if your amplifier has a variable polarity or phase on it, that's usually phase. Sometimes you can work that and magically get a little bit more bass out of it because you know, they're firing backwards. Sometimes you get a phasing issue. Phasing issue is done with time. Polarity is connection. So sometimes you'll have a phasing issue. So if the amplifier has 180 degrees out of phase, flick it. See if it sounds better. If it doesn't sound any better, leave it the way it was. If it's a variable one, try to, like, you know, do it, you know, intermittently. See if you get any, like, it sounds better. Play different music. Okay? Once you have that all dialed in, you're golden. You know? And you know, just listen. Constantly listen. You're building a race car for sound. Always listen. You know, people blow speakers because they're not paying attention.
Yeah.
You know, you can always hear when something sounds like crap. That's it. You just choose to ignore it.
Does Amazon sell ears? Dina Fernando tool drawer. That's awesome.
You know, your ears will never lie to you. I don't care. You know, if you're listening to something and you hear a crackle, you hear a pop, you hear something that doesn't sound the way it's supposed to, you're overdriving it, turn it down.
Yeah.
That's the best advice I can give everyone that's trying to do this themselves. It's like, listen, sound sounds clear. If it doesn't sound clear anymore, there's something wrong. Turn it down.
All right. Can you recommend crossover point for mids?
Without knowing what kind of mids, no. But like I said, okay, we've said this before and we say it in every video. When we put in an amplifier, I don't care if it's high pass, low pass, whatever. The
That's
things
my
you
last
do,
name.
huh?
That's my last name.
Low pass. Yeah, good one. The first thing you do, turn the gains all the way down.
Yeah.
Gains when you put an amplifier in need to go 0. Don't ever install an amplifier with the gains up to anything. A lot of the times manufacturers are going to ship the gains with the gains are all the way up. And you're like, why the hell would you do that? Turn the gains all the way down. If it's a high pass amplifier, flick the high pass switch. It's a low pass amplifier, flick the low pass switch. Make sure if it's a 4-channel amplifier, it's set to 4-channel input and not 2-channel input. Nothing sucks worse than that. If it's a 5-channel amplifier, make sure it's set to 5-channel input if you're doing 5 channels of input and not 4 channels of input, or not sub is connected to 3 and 4. Read the switches on the side of the amplifiers and make sure they're right. Secondly, all amplifiers have numbers that are silkscreened on them, and they're close. They're not perfect. There's no question about it. Turn them to where it looks like it's 80. Okay, so high pass 80, low pass 80. It's a great place to start, okay? So wonderful place to start because you can go up, you can go down, it doesn't matter. But the first thing is when you get in and you turn it on, and we all do it, we've been working on this car all day, the first thing we want to do is get in there, turn it on, and see how it sounds. Because I've just spent 6 hours working on this car, I just want to hear something. You'll at least have an 80 hertz, high pass, low pass crossover in there, and the gains are down, so the opportunity for you to do any kind of damage has been minimized. And then you can get that, yeah! And then you can sit back and go, all right, let's tune it now, okay? And there again, back to what we just said, isolate, adjust, boom.
South Australia, what's going on, Adam?
Okay.
All right. Okay, so I just bought.
I just got excited now. I just fucking ran.
Yeah.
I don't know what we ran tonight. I just burned off all my energy.
All right,
All right,
I
a couple
just
more
got-
questions. We gotta get out of here.
I just got a 2018 BMW X1. I really want to put 3JL audio
Or
W0,
you can actually hit the turn
And-
off. That was good.
but I don't have truly trust audio shop. Any tips should I look when I go and look for a shop?
So, all right.
Before you do that, somebody say, ask the guys if they watch 5-star car stereo videos.
Nothing wrong with that. Here's the
That's
thing. Here's the thing. And we've said this time and time again. Talk to the people, okay? Go in and talk, Go in, and if you don't know anything about car audio, or if you think you know anything about car audio, it doesn't matter. Go in and talk to whoever it is you want to install your stuff. There's been plenty of times I've missed sales because, whatever I was talking about to a customer, they didn't feel comfortable with what I was saying, they didn't believe me, or something just wasn't right, and they went someplace else. I'm perfectly fine with that. I threw the softball across the pitcher's mound, and I got a strike. It happens, I'm not always going to hit it out of the park. You just can't do it.
Bye, Scotty. Thank
But
you.
you want to feel comfortable with whoever is going to work on your car. So, even though we're busy nonstop, we're always working on stuff, Paul's constantly over here bugging me, hey, can you come talk to this guy? Hey, can you come to talk to this guy? Hey, can we call this guy? Hey, can we do this? And it's like, yeah, sure, fine. Well, just let me... And then we'll go talk and listen and show people around and answer the questions. My philosophy when I'm talking to somebody is ask me a million questions before I touch your car. The minute I touch your car, if you ask me a question, it's too late. We're already done. Okay? We've already set this in motion. So ask me everything. And I ask you, have you got any other questions? Can you think of anything? Is there anything you want to ask me? Ask me now, because once we're in the car, there's no more questions. Because we've already sailed the ship out of the harbor and we're cruising into the tornado.
Yeah.
So that's as a customer, ask everything. Ask anything you can think of. Write stuff down. When you go into, okay, can I talk to your installer? Can I see your install bay? What kind of tools does the guy use? I mean, let's be honest. We have three toolboxes in here. The big silver one that you guys always see with the refrigerator. This black one here, and Fernando's new black one.
4.
Okay.
4.
I have my big drawer of tools that we keep all the sound tools in the toolbox.
Thank you, Scott.
And that's all it's for. Sound advice, baby.
No, I would love to go dirt racing.
Oh.
That would be nice.
Yeah, you would like that. But the big toolbox is really, and a lot of these guys have the big toolboxes because it makes us look like we know more stuff. Just like I wear glasses, apparently it makes you look smarter. I don't know. Either way, go just talk,
Good night,
ask
Victor.
questions, and do that kind of thing. All right, man. See you, Victor. And that's it. You know, look on Instagram, look on Facebook, read the reviews, but don't always go for the reviews. I mean, you know, we love the reviews you guys give us. It's great. We got a bad review because some guy didn't know anything, and then he's like, "Oh, you guys charge 3 times what I could get it for on the internet." We just spent 2 hours with Paul. We didn't charge 3 times anything, but you know, whatever. Your friends told you, you know, you could have got that Planet Audio radio instead of that nice Kenwood radio. Whatever, dude.
Jason.
Have a great evening, gents. It's time to binge watch Dark Matter. Oh yeah, good one. I want to see. I can't remember. All right, listen. That's that. Sorry guys, that's it for tonight. We're gonna head on out of here. I got a date with some pavement. I gotta get some miles in tonight before I go
to
for
a party.
dinner. You gotta go to a party?
Yeah, it's graduation party.
Oh, cool. No, I just have to run and then we'll go to eat.
Look at that, I'm tall. No.
You guys have a great evening. Remember, Monday, live, Seth, Kenwood Trainer. It's going to be on Facebook Live. If you guys don't do it, hook up with your kids, watch it from theirs.
Yes.
If you need t-shirts, Old School Car Stereo, 5-star, head over to Teespring. You can find us at 5-star Car Stereo. You can find Old School at Old School. Hit up Derek, get his shirt. It's pretty cool. They come in multiple colors. Tools, dnfttooldrawer.com. We have the tools that we use.
Yep.
Patreon, if you feel like it. You know what that is all about. Otherwise, you guys have a great weekend. Be safe. Be smart. Keep those gains low. Keep those gains low.
No, just turn it up. All the way up.